that whenever somebody who knows what they're doing on social media posts anything, there is something about that post that is a call to action. It is an invitation to give your response to what they're saying. And that is by design.
Well, boys and girls, welcome to another. Off to a great start. It's 3:49 in the afternoon. I'm still needing more coffee. How's this possible? Okay, here we go. Welcome to another episode of the Tactical Agent Podcast. And if you were lucky enough to see both of our amazingly beautiful bald heads, and you have a beard, I have scruff. If you're looking at our beautiful bodies, you will also notice that we coordinated outfits today. It would seem we're both wearing a shirt that we got at our brokerage's first conference last year. You know, you register, you get, it's the most expensive T-shirt I may have ever owned. I don't know when you think about it, right? But anyway, we're wearing the same shirt, and I didn't even notice till you brought it up. But here we are, matching. And if you're only listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, well, we appreciate you listening, but you can see it on YouTube. So, but if you're, whatever platform you're on, if you get any value from what we do, we don't charge for the podcast, obviously. So the only thing we ask in return is that if we are giving you value, just show us some love back with a subscription to the YouTube channel or a follow on the podcast audio stuff, and comment and ratings and reviews, all that good stuff. That's all super helpful to keep the show out in front of people and growing. So that's all we ask. We're trying to help you, and if you can show us some love in return, we appreciate it. So,
what do you want to talk about today?
I would love to talk about social media, which is a huge topic and one that so many real estate agents get wrong every day. Oh my gosh. I mean, just a quick glance at Facebook on a daily basis will show you lots of real estate agents getting this really, really wrong. And that's not a slam. This is not like, oh, if you were as smart or as good as us or had matching T-shirts like us, then you could do good on social media. It's not that at all. Believe me, we're not God's gift to social media or something, but we have learned how to leverage social media to do a lot of cool things when it comes to business and fundraising and all that good stuff and getting good engagement. So I want to give you guys a social funnel. Okay. And this is something that Chris and I do intuitively, but the president of our company, Sharon Srivatsa, he had this in a presentation, and I'll share it with you guys in a little bit. But let's talk, Chris, for a second about what are some of the things, like just shooting from the hip, because we are, that you could find really quick if you were just going to give some examples of agents doing social media wrong.
Sure. Number one being asking for something without investing prior. Agents are really big on jumping on social media and saying, hey, I'm in real estate now, so if you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell, send them my way. What have you done to earn that right to ask them that?
Yes.
That's a big one. The hashtag blessed, I think, is a big one, where people just talk about how great everything is because of, all the money they're making. And then they forget that their audience is probably struggling right now because the economy is not the greatest. So I think talking about how wonderful you have it, posting pictures of your white BMW, drinking your $7 coffee while you walk around your downtown area, with your paid videographer. I think that can put across the wrong message for some people. Now, some people, it shows, success, but if your audience and the people you're trying to connect with are people that know, like, and trust you already, it can come off the wrong way. So I think those are two. What's another one? Being fake.
I think. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, that's huge. No, you hit something that I was going to say, which is like not being your real self, thinking you need to portray yourself or communicate or post things that you wouldn't normally post or like say or do. You know, like it's just not you. It's when people look at it and go, wait, what? that's not the John I know. Like, what's this all about?
I had somebody call me the other day and they said, hey man, I just wanted you to know my mom saw your Facebook post and, you know, she was kind of turned off by it a little bit because you used the word shit. And I think that could negatively impact your business and people won't hire you because of that. And I was like, I don't want to work with somebody that would not hire me because I said the word shit on Facebook.
Right.
I don't want to work with them. So cool. And they were just like, what do I do with that?
I don't know what to do with that. Yeah. You gotta be yourself. Especially, I just had a conversation with an agent today, and she'll actually she's joining the project. So we had an agent connect, and she's been licensed in California for like 11 years, and she's going to come on board with us. And and we were talking, and it was like, I told her, it's like pretty much everything that you think you need to do on social media, just don't do any of that stuff. Just none of it. None of it. And it's so true that people coming off as like inauthentic. And the reason I told her that was because if your strategy is getting you good for you, you attract leads, right? That's fine, right? Like you can have a lead gen system with social media, paid or unpaid, that draws in people that you don't know. But the problem with people that you don't know is only a certain segment of the people you don't know are actually people who you are going to want to know, who wish you did know, and that you like them and that you actually trust them and feel comfortable being yourself around, and vice versa. In other words, your ideal client is only a small fraction of unknown paid leads. And so it's just not an enjoyable use of my time or energy on social media is dealing with strangers. I am 100% confident. I've talked to people this last week, 2 different people on social media that are paying $600 on average per closing, right? That's their marketing cost. And they're doing strangers. So like, yep, every time I spend $600, I know that I'm going to get a closing out of it. So it's a profitable endeavor. But these people also have very high levels of stress because the way that they're using social media through paid campaigns is just, it does bring people to the table, but it might not bring the right people to the table. You can develop such a better pool of people if you do social media the right way that will be your people by doing what you just said, right? Be authentic. One thing I would add as far as mistakes goes before I show this little funnel thing, like the right way, is it's like blood in the water, is this 6% of people that are going to buy or sell a home this next year. That's blood in the water to real estate agents. And you only have so much to go around of that 6% that will be the clients this year, right? That's it. It's a finite number of people, and none of us escape the real data. So for generations now, we've tracked this stuff. 6% are going to move, buy or sell real estate. So that blood hits the water. Every agent is posting the same exact thing on social media, chasing down that one piece of bait that fell in the water, right? Like they're saying all the same stuff. Your website doesn't tell me any more about the house than Zillow does. It doesn't. Sorry to burst your bubble. It's your website's not any better than theirs. So it's stop acting like it is. Your drip campaign with houses isn't any better than what they can get without you, right? You're not telling them the 5 best tips to spring cleaning at your house to keep curb appeal up. That company that's charging you $15 a month to give you all your social media posts is doing that for 15,000 other agents. You're all saying the same stupid shit that no one came to Facebook to look at. The mistake you're making is going after that 6% when there's plenty of open ocean to go hang out with the 94% until they become the 6%.
Yes. Gives you a head start.
Then you've heard the expression in marketing, evergreen, or what they call blue ocean, a blue ocean opportunity, right? It's just wide open sea. No one's there competing for the fish that's there, because you're going after everybody gets their real estate license and then hops onto social media, and they say things, they do things, they post things, they engage in a way that's, seeking that 6%. They're chasing it. So's everyone else. And usually what everybody else is doing, maybe you should consider doing something else. And the opportunity is befriend and put the 94%, forget the 6%. Don't worry about them. Literally forget it. And then create an effective funnel that you can put the 94% in without needing to be a salesy douchebag and compete against 27 other salesy douchebags. So, all that said, here's the funnel I'm going to put up on the screen. So if you're on YouTube, again, you can see it. If you can't, if you don't know what a funnel looks like, you can Google it. It's bigger at the top and smaller at the bottom. At the top are social posts. In the middle are getting comments. And at the bottom is start a DM. When it comes to service-related businesses, which real estate is one of those that fits the bill, your conversions to clients are going to happen through conversations. That is the starting point. So until you can start a conversation, you don't have the potential client, right? So it starts with social posts. People will engage with that, and then you use those posts and those engagements to leverage it to start a conversation. And you turn a digital relationship into an analog one. You build a real world conversation with them and move that off of the social media platform and into real life, whether that's their phone number, their email, an in-person connection. Like, that's what you want. That's the funnel process. So I don't want to go on. This could be so detailed, but I just want to give you guys like how easy it is by following this concept of this funnel. So let's just talk about each section of the funnel and call it a show. So social posts. What kind of things should people be posting, Chris?
Things that interest them. Things that make you laugh. Things that give people insight into who you are as a person and why you do what you do. I think that's pretty much the extent of it. So if you were to look at my social media at any given time, you're going to see things that interest me. Sometimes that's political stuff. Sometimes it's, flight simulator stuff. I'm big into that. Yeah. Sometimes it's, memes that I find funny. Sometimes it's, pictures of my kids, things that I love, things that I'm doing, what's going on in my life, what matters to me. It's all a window to show people who I am and what is important to me. And the reason you do that is because people do business with those they know, like, and trust. They've heard it. You guys have heard us say that 1,000 times. That is how you make people feel like they know you with social media. And then they start to trust you because they think they know who you are as a person. Even if you've never met in person, there are people on social media that live 1,000 miles from me right now that I could call in an emergency and they would come. and I've never met them in person. You and I were like that for a long time. We knew each other for years before we met in person. And there's a lot of people that are like that. And you can build really deep and meaningful relationships on social media. And that's how you do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I would add to it that you have to, and I'm not talking to you per se, Chris, I'm talking to anybody listening, you, the listener, you need to let social media be about you, not, and I don't mean that like be selfish, and I'm not saying brag on yourself or what I'm talking about. Your identity isn't wrapped up in what you do, whether you're a real estate agent or a cop or a baseball coach. That's not your identity. That's an outworking of your identity. That's one of the things that you might do because of who you are, and let people get to know you. And if you are hanging out and building relationships with people that you actually like, guess how the stress level goes in your business? It goes down. Right. Because now you're showing houses and hanging out with people and doing things with people that you like. And the business is like, serves you and not the other way around. So don't shy away from authenticity. And I don't know what the ratio is. Okay. I know that like, Joshua Smith, GSD mode, I learned from him, and we've talked this through with people we've coached before, like a 4 post a day strategy. And you post something funny, you post something about your family or friends, you post something about your business, so you could post like at a 25% about your business type ratio. I'm more convinced than ever now, though, that I need to talk about my business maybe like 10% of the time, maybe like 1 out of every 10 posts. And when I do, I'm either offering something to people of value, or I'm just inviting them in to see what it's like a behind the scenes of what I'm doing. I've done that in a variety of ways. I've done like mini vlogs where clients have agreed to like almost like make it a mini series on Facebook. We're all like, we're filming, going to look at houses together. I've done that. I've just put it on my stories. I just talk about people at closings and their stories. Like, it's more about the clients than it is even about me, but it's just, what am I doing in my business? And it gives them a glimpse into that. And if people, one of the big things that we get not pushback, but like admissions, I guess, is like, oh, I want to post more, but I feel so like slimy about it. Well, you probably feel slimy about it because it's inauthentic. And you're not being yourself. You're not really giving people a glimpse into it. Well, I don't have any clients. Cool. We have a guy that had no clients, and he just started going to showings and open houses, and he would video it. And he would meet the listing agents and have conversations and talk about how cool the listing is or features of it. He was just doing that and sharing it with the world. And now he's starting to get clients because he's getting known for being very knowledgeable about the market that he's in. But he's just doing it, being himself. Like, yes. So then the middle of the funnel is to get comments. And getting comments, this is another piece about the kinds of stuff that you're posting, because a lot of times you got to remember that when people go on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, they're not sitting there on their toilet saying, I wonder what real estate agent I should check in on. They're not thinking that at all, unless they're a real estate agent. They're sitting on the toilet and going to scroll on their phone. What do they want to see? They want to see something that makes them laugh, that makes them cry, that makes them angry, that makes them excited. They're there for a dopamine hit of something that appeals to them. That's what they're trying to do. And so you got to kind of meet people where they're at. You can't just post stuff that's like pointless or aimless. You need to have the kind of person that you want to connect with in mind. what kinds of things are they interested in? What kinds of things do they laugh at, yell at, get in arguments over, And you can make it meaningful or you can make it unmeaningful. It doesn't matter. It's the engagement that matters. You're getting to know people and people are getting to know you. I posted something. I have many original ideas. I saw a friend of mine talking about Andrew Tate on his Facebook page, so I decided I posted this an hour ago. Andrew Tate may be a lot of things. A great example of a man isn't one of them. Agree or disagree? I didn't even give my opinion. And I've already got 56 comments in the first hour on that. And that's going to grow. And that'll continue to have legs. And that's because Andrew Tate's in the news. Tucker Carlson just had an interview with him. He's a major figure. He's very divisive. People are very polarized about Andrew Tate. And I'm actually really interested in the topic of masculinity in our culture. Nothing to do with real estate. But what is happening is I'm moving people through a funnel. And so somebody may say something on that post, and that gives me an opportunity to comment back, but it also gives me an opportunity to do the last thing, which is start a DM. Now, I've got a reason to be in the room. I can start a DM with somebody, go, hey, what you said was really thought-provoking or whatever about Andrew Tate. Have you seen the interview with Tucker? Have you talked about, I'm not even talking about real estate, but I am building a relationship with somebody that maybe they're local to me. If you do hyper local type content, that's fine. You can focus on that. You could talk about something controversial in your neighborhood or your city or whatever. But if you have a broader audience, then you can do that. And you can start a DM and you can have a conversation. Or, oh man, I can't believe your GIF reaction was the best. It made me laugh. Like, how you been? If you know the person, maybe you don't know them. Like all kinds of different things. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but hopefully people are understanding. Hunter, are you agreeing that I'm rambling?
Yes.
All right, reel me back in. Like you wrap this up.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything you're saying is true. It's just the thing about getting the comments is that the comments give you an opportunity to take the conversation further. So you'll notice that whenever somebody who knows what they're doing on social media posts anything, there is something about that post that is a call to action. It is an invitation to give your response to what they're saying. Mm-hmm. And that is by design. You want people interacting with your post, not just liking. And it goes into psychology a little bit. It also goes into the way social media rewards your posts. So if your posts are engaging or receiving engagement, they show it to more people. They do not value likes or the haha reactions or whatever nearly as much as they do comments or shares. Mm-hmm. So if you can get people to do that without asking for it, because you can't say comment below or, share this to your friends, because the algorithm automatically sees that as you trying to game the system and they crush it. Mm-hmm. So you have to word it in a way that is triggering people to respond to what you're saying. But so that gives you the benefit of getting your message out to more people, getting more engagement. The people that you're engaging with are people that you like because of the way you built your social media strategy. They're friends with other people who you don't know who are also like them, and it brings more of those people to your page to engage, get you more likes, get you more follows, get you more friend requests, and you continue to connect with people in that way. So the funnel continues to grow. And then as that funnel's down and you get those comments and you get that engagement, you turn that engagement into a direct message. Then it becomes a personal one-on-one reaction, which has a lot of value on the personal level with a person. And if you're really smart, you're going to turn it into an analog connection where you go have coffee or, go grab a beer or something like that. And then it's a whole other level of social media mastery when you take those, especially for a service professional, when you take those digital relationships and make them face-to-face and in person. Mm-hmm.
Boom. All right. Another another 20-minute plus. We used to be really good at being like 20 minutes or a little bit less. Now we're always
We're all
pushing.
wordy.
And
We're wordy
I know
now.
that's my fault. That's my fault. I'm gonna shut my mouth. All right, guys. Well, if you don't know, we are on mission to help 10,000 veterans, cops, and other public safety professionals change their lives through this residential real estate world. We offer a complete proven system, a whole network of support. And if you are one of those people and you are in real estate or you want to be in real estate, you can check it out at 107project.com, TEN, the number 7project.com. If you're not any of those things, but you support those things and you think working with us to help that accomplish that mission is something that is interesting to you, same thing, just reach out right through that website and we'd be happy to help you and have a conversation and talk about what that would look like. So 107project.com, TEN, the number 7project.com, and we'll see you next episode.